The market. It doesn't test your strategy first. It tests you. Before it rewards the size of your account, it measures the strength of your mind. Every trader who's ever placed a bet believes he can outsmart the market, until the market proves him wrong. You can study every chart, memorize every pattern, master every indicator. But until you master yourself, you'll keep donating your money to those who already have. I didn't learn that truth from books. I learned it from blood. My own blood, spilled in the pit of speculation. The lessons cost me fortunes, and I paid them gladly, because they revealed the real enemies of every trader: greed, fear, and overconfidence. Target 1. Greed, disguised as ambition. Greed doesn't shout, it whispers. It tells you to hold just a little longer, to double your position, because this time feels different. I remember a cotton trade once. Everything aligned perfectly. The price moved in my favor, and instead of taking my profit, I waited for a little more. A little more. That's the poison. The market turned and my paper profits vanished like mist in the wind. That day I learned there's no ceiling to greed, and the market knows it. It feeds your desire, then snatches the plate away the moment you reach for more. Greed turns traders into gamblers, and gamblers always lose. The disciplined trader doesn't ask, "How much can I make?" He asks, "How much can I lose and still stay in the game?" The cure for greed is humility. You're not owed a profit. The market doesn't care about your plans, your hopes, or your dreams. It only respects discipline. Take your profit when your plan says so, not when your emotions beg for more. Trap 2. Fear, the silent profit killer. Fear hides behind caution. It pretends to protect you, but in truth, it paralyzes you. I've seen traders freeze while opportunity knocked again and again, afraid to act because of a loss they took last week or last month. Fear paints ghosts on every chart. A small pullback looks like the end of the world. A losing trade feels like the end of your career. I've been there. I've watched the market rise without me, too shaken from my last defeat to take the next clear signal. By the time I found courage, the move was gone. Fear had robbed me, not just of money, but of confidence. The market punishes fear just as harshly as greed. Both come from the same root, the inability to accept uncertainty. Every trade is a test of faith, not in luck, but in your preparation, your system, your discipline. The cure for fear is structure. Define your risk before you enter. Once that's set, you've already accepted the outcome. Fear loses its power when it meets preparation. Capture 3. Overconfidence, the final blow. Overconfidence is the silent killer. It creeps in after success. You win for months, you double your account, and suddenly you believe you've mastered the market. That's when it strikes. You start bending your own rules, trading bigger, taking risks you once swore you wouldn't. You think the market is finally predictable. Then it humbles you. I've lived it. Within weeks, I gave back everything I made. The market waited for me to get cocky just to remind me who was boss. Overconfidence blinds you to risk. You start moving your stops, ignoring your plan, telling yourself It's just this once. But the market doesn't forgive arrogance. It feeds on it. Every dollar lost through overconfidence ends up in the pockets of those who stayed humble and patient. The best traders don't celebrate their wins. They prepare for the next storm, even when the sun is shining. The battle within. Greed, fear, overconfidence. These aren't emotions. They're diseases of the trading mind. You can't kill them, but you can control them. That control, that emotional discipline, is the true edge in trading. Not your chart, not your indicator, not your strategy. Discipline is what separates the professionals from the amateurs. The amateurs react. The professionals anticipate. Most traders don't lose because their system fails. They lose because they fail their system. Trading is a mirror. It reflects your strengths, your weaknesses, your patience, your pride. The market is the greatest psychologist in the world. It will expose every flaw in your character until you fix it or it breaks you. The final lesson: conquer yourself. Your biggest losses will come right after your biggest wins, because victory breeds arrogance. When you're losing, you're alert. When you're winning, you relax. And that's when the market strikes. So build a plan and obey it like a law. Every trade must have an entry, a target, and a stop before you ever click buy or sell. When greed whispers hold, your plan says exit. When fear says don't trade, your plan says trust the system. Think improbabilities, not certainties. No single trade should define you. Confidence is vital, but never let it turn into arrogance. Respect the market, because the moment you stop respecting it, you invite ruin. The greatest traders aren't those who make the most money. They're the ones who last the longest. I didn't lose to the market. I lost to myself. When I learned that, I began to trade less, but think more. Fewer trades, greater patience, tighter discipline. That's how real fortunes are built, not by chasing every wave, but by waiting for the one that aligns perfectly with your plan. The closing truth. The market will always exist. Opportunities are endless, but your capital, your mind, is not. If you truly want to survive, engrave these truths into your soul. Control your greed. Master your fear. Never let success become arrogance. The market rewards patience and destroys emotion. And when the day comes that you can watch a losing trade and feel nothing, no panic, no anger, just calm acceptance, that's when you've crossed over. That's when you're no longer fighting the market. You're mastering yourself. Because in the end, trading isn't about money. Money is just the scoreboard. The real game is within. The market's greatest lesson isn't how to predict price. It's how to conquer yourself.